All right, let's do some yoga. So, actually, why don't we start doing what I'm doing right now? I just coming up here fucking around, but maybe we can just start with a little hip stretch. So, why don't you come to a kneeling position? So, just kind of wind it down how I got here. I'm kneeling right now. I'm going to take my left foot and just plunk it over to the side like this. Grab your left ankle and just pull back. So imagine you're pulling back a bow or something with your right arm, and then just peel your arm open. So we're getting this little hip stretch, just kind of drifting into this lungy, kind of slightly squatty position with the left hip, shoulders back and down. Lift your chest up and reach. So we're going to be going through some skandasanas and some hip movements, so just kind of use this opportunity to just kind of move around a little bit, see how your hips are feeling. And then slowly pushing back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So right foot drifts out to the right. This side's a little tighter for me, so maybe just take a moment to note how this side feels for you. And again, reaching down, pushing out. See how your body reacts. Open your chest, reaching through both arms. Taking a few big breaths here just to see how your body reacts to this changed shape. This is a pretty good alternative to sitting, so or a good remedy, I should say. All right, and slowly pushing back to the top. Let's just make some arm circles. So reach your arms away, turn your palms out to the sides like you're pressing your hands against two walls, and then just start to make some big circles. Reaching through the arms, feeling that connection from fingertips to wrists, the elbows, shoulders. Try turning your fingertips down, see how that changes it. Now start to make those circles a little bit bigger, maybe just reaching straight away with your arms. Big old sweeps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back around the other way. Big circles. 5. Squeeze your heels together a little bit, get a little glute engagement. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake your shoulders out. Go ahead and come up to standing. Okay, let's just do some hip swivels just to kind of get everything moving from feet all the way up to the top of your head. Start to make these a little bit bigger. Really exaggerate this sweep. And just like you did with your arms, start to make the circle a little bit bigger. Just notice if there's any areas where that circle feels a little bit more like a square, maybe switching directions. Feeling that connection at low back to hips. Seeing how your low back is feeling right now. 3, 2, and 1. Unwind everything, hands into a prayer position. Close your eyes, but we want to maintain some engagement here. So imagine you're pressing your feet down on the floor. Keep a little bend in your knees, so you're kind of in this athletic stance as if you could take off and run if you had to. Press your palms together. So as you press your palms together, as you press your feet down, imagine you're trying to spread your feet apart a little bit. Feel your hips engaging. Feel your chest lifting up into your thumbs, and with that pressure between your palms, feel your shoulders and your chest start to engage. Stand up a little bit taller. Now just take 3 really big breaths, especially focusing on the exhale. You can even, like you have a candle in front of you, you're trying to blow it out. So there's a candle 10 feet in front of you, you're trying to blow that candle out. So big inhale. So those big forceful exhales, just notice the tension in your belly as you exhale like that. And release. So let your arms hang down by your sides. Soften the muscles in your face. All right, let's go to the front of the mat. Moving right into some sun salutations. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower down slowly. Chest up, maybe not so high for the first one. Downward facing dog. That's 1. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, front of the mat, both feet. Halfway, lean into your heels. Slide down. Inhale, reach up, get really long. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway. Hands down, step back, lower down again. Squeeze the juice out of every single movement. Maybe hit chest a little bit higher than last time. Downward dog. Last one. Inhale, hips back. Exhale to the front. Halfway. And fold. And reach. Long body. Back bend. Hands up. Swan dive. Inhale, lift up. Hands down, step back, plank position. Lower down carefully. Slide through. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right wrist. Slide your left knee in towards the back of your right ankle. So it's kind of like a pigeon pose, except your legs are a little bit closer together. Leave a little gap. And we're just going to work on dipping the hip down a little bit. So I'm not going down super far. Imagine there's just like a wall or something right outside of the mat on the outside edge of your right hip. And just let your hip drift out. Notice I'm kind of counterbalancing with my arm. It's a little dynamic stretch. And then a little hold here, reaching. See how your hip feels. And then both hands down, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stacking your hips. Draw some circles in the air with your bent knee or with your straight leg, but you're opening your hips towards the right side of the room. Inhale one more time. Exhale, swing it all the way through. Set it down. Inhale, both hands up, crescent pose. Back heel high, lean forward, hands pressed together. Again, find that pressure. Twist, left elbow outside of right thigh. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, look up a little bit. Exhale, look down a little bit. Step your left foot up to meet your right foot. See if you can keep your hips low-ish. Inhale, twist a little bit more, shoulders down as best you can. Exhale, hands down, fold in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, slide down. Bend your knees, reach both hands to the sky, getting long. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, hands reach. Swan dive. Halfway up. And all the way down. Chest up. Downward dog. And when you're ready, lift your left leg up in the air. Right to the other side. Left knee, left wrist. Take this shortened sort of pigeony stance. I notice my hips are pretty high off the ground. Again, my arms reach over to the right as my hips dip down into the left. Just kind of getting that outer hip working a little bit. See how it feels. Only drop over as far as your body feels confident. Let's do it one more time. This time hanging back there. Finding that outer hip engagement. Inhale again. Exhale, hands down, tuck your toes up and back. Three-legged dog, bend your knee, kick back, or again, maybe you just reach your leg up towards the sky instead. Maybe draw some circles. See how that hip feels. One more big breath. Swing it all the way through. Set your foot down at the front. Both hands up, crescent lunge. Lean forward and twist. Pressing your palms together, lengthen through your spine. From heel to the crown of your head, reaching as long as you can get. Gaze drifts up, and then gaze drifts down. Step your right foot up to meet your left foot. Coming into this revolved chair pose. Take a moment here. Just look down at your toes. Lift your toes up, set them back down again. Lean back into your heels, sink down a little bit deeper. Inhale one more time. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, slide it down. Tiptoe your feet hips width distance apart. Turn your toes out slightly. Sink your butt down, reach your hands out. So maybe you can just come right into a malasana or a yoga squat without too much effort. So if you can bring your palms together, do that, or just reach your hands out in front of you. Work on getting your heels down on the ground. So it's not a huge deal if your heels pop up, but it's just something to work towards. It's just making sure that you're working towards adequate ankle mobility. So I have been lucky enough to have pretty mobile ankles, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Rock side to side here a little bit, even if your hands are down on the mat. Just kind of a little side to side rock. Find a little lift through your tailbone and through your chest. Okay, inhale one more time. Exhale, fingertips down to your big toes, fold in, turn your heels out and toes in. As you pull belly to thighs, find some length, let your spine get super long. Inhale one more time. Exhale, release. Palms down, halfway lift. Find that length with palms on the floor. Now with your exhale, bend your knees, lean your knees into the backs of your triceps. Let's just work into a quick crow pose. So maybe one foot up, maybe both feet come up. Notice my knees are kind of sliding down a little bit. See if you can slide yours back up. Use your core strength. Now if you got it in your practice, maybe jumping back. Let's go to a plank position, not a chaturanga. Big inhale. Exhale, plank. A little bit extra strength. That chaturanga is kind of like a controlled collapse. Now lean forward, lower down. Chest up, let's hang out in this cobra pose for an extra breath. Shoulders back, elbows in, chest lifts. Just turn and look over your right shoulder like you're trying to see your right heel behind you. And then back to the center, turn and look over your left shoulder like you're looking for your left heel. One more time, back to the middle, lift your chest, maybe gaze drifts up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right wrist. So about twice the length that we were last time. So you're still sinking into this pigeon pose, but you're keeping some height. So notice I'm almost like kind of trying to drag my body forward. Find that pull. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, this time as you reach forward, see if you can tap the ground with your right hip. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Listen to your knee. If this hurts your knee, just skip this part. And then lift it back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Down, little tap, and back up. Last one, little tap, and back up. Inhale, both hands reach. Exhale, both hands down. Right leg up and back. Bend your knee, stack your hip. Kick the sole of your foot back behind you. One more breath in. Now with your exhale, all the way around and through, step your right foot to the front of the mat, both hands up, crescent pose. Spin your back foot flat. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see what I got going on. Back foot flat, so this is a warrior one stance. Reach your hands behind you, clasp your fingers, slide your knuckles down towards your inner left thigh. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, dive down, right shoulder on inside of right knee. Maybe your hands come off your hips, don't worry about it too much. Just do what you can do. Now look back at where your left foot is. That's the foot that's at the back of the mat. So you're going to push yourself up about halfway. Release your arms out wide. So it doesn't really matter which direction they're pointing. They're just kind of like balancing you out. Turn your toes to point back. So left toes pointing towards the back left corner of your mat. Big inhale. Now with your exhale, stand nice and low. Sink down. So again, coming into this kind of like half squat position. Again, you're just working on getting your left heel down on the ground. So if your butt's kind of up in the air, that's okay, but try to get your left heel down on the mat. Again, it's just ankle mobility. You're gradually going to be able to find it. If you have a little bit more room, bring your left shoulder down on your inner left thigh. Open your chest, both arms reaching. Now we're going to come to warrior two next, so kind of look at where your gaze is going to be and look at what this left foot needs to do as you go there. Inhale. And then with your exhale, press. Warrior two. Take 5 breaths, turn your palms up just to get your shoulders in a slightly different position than the usual. Soften your jaw. Tall spine, even as you root down through your lower body. Think buoyant upper body, root down through your lower body. Inhale one more time. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Right foot back to meet your left foot. Lean forward and lower. Slide through. Downward facing dog. Take a couple big breaths. I'm going to turn back around so we can kind of keep a little bit of symmetry here to some degree. All right, left leg up. Left knee, left wrist. Again, slightly shortened pigeon stance. Not quite as short as last time. Slightly shortened. So find that grip first. So finding that little squeeze between your legs. Now, just like before, reach over to the right, counterbalance. Tap your right butt cheek down or just try getting close and then pull yourself back up to that pigeon stance. 2 more times. Exhale, pull it up. Last one. Exhale, pull. Both hands up. Proud pigeon. Both hands down. Tuck your toes. Right leg up, back, or left leg up, back, and around. Little bend in the knee. Reach back through your heel. Inhale one more time. Exhale, swing it all the way through. Set your foot down. Both hands up, crescent pose. And just use that opportunity to transfer into a warrior one. Back heel to the ground, toes pointed out slightly. So that back foot is just going from here to here, and then over to here when we get into Skandasana. Shoulders back and down, reach behind your back, clasp your hands together, other thumb on top. Slide your knuckles down, open your chest. Inhale one more time. Dive down. So again, eventually working your left shoulder to your inner left knee. Press the pinky toe of each foot down. Try to get the arches to lift. So notice the arch of my front foot's up a little bit. That's the inside edge of the bottom of your foot, in case you're not looking. Now remember that transition. Think about it as one kind of very slow motion ninja movement. Come up about halfway, release your hands, arms out wide. Pivot your back heel in, toes out, and just sink down. Skandasana on the other side. So make necessary adjustments. Again, this is my tighter side, so I'm just going to change this one up a little bit. I'm using my hands more, but eventually working on reaching my shoulder up. I had a little injury a while ago. It's kind of preventing me from getting into the full expression. Maybe not for you. So maybe left hand up, maybe not. And again, working on getting your heel down. Chest lifts. Okay, front of the mat is the goal. Again, we're going for warrior 2 again, straight from the bottom. Press down through your right heel. That's where all your strength's coming from. Big inhale. Exhale, press all the way up. Whew. That was a tough one. Shoulders back and down, palms up. Stand up tall, sink in. Finding a little bit of that lower core engagement. Feel your pelvic floor rising up and in. Squeeze at the base of your pelvis. So if it's as if you're trying to stop going pee, is the easiest way to think about that. Shoulders down. Inhale one more time. Exhale, windmill. Both hands down. Left foot back to meet your right foot. Last time, lower down, chaturanga. Chest up and through. Downward facing dog. Drive your hips back. See if you can hop both feet to the outsides of your hands. 1 or 2 hops, maybe walk instead. It's not a big deal. So reach down, grab your big toes with your pointer and middle finger. So first thing, we're just going to play around with this little balance. So lean over to your left foot. See if you can lift your right foot up and start to reach your right leg straight out to the right. You're still grabbing both big toes. Inhale one more time. Now exhale, right foot down, lean into your right foot. Start to lift your left leg straight out to the left. Again, feeling that outer hip cooking. 3, 2, 1. Set your foot down. Tiptoe your feet in a little bit. Keep that grip. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, pull down, belly to thighs. Soften the back of your neck. Let your head hang. Okay, so one more time. Lean over to your left foot. Start to bend your right knee a little bit. Pull your knee up. Now you're going to need to release that left hand for this one. So left hand releases. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Stand all the way up. Keep that grip on the right big toe. Shoulders back. And then just start working on kicking your right heel forward. So maybe you're more like here. If you can't grab your foot and just maintain, just do the best you can. If you're on flat ground, it's a lot easier. If you're like outside or in your yard or something, it's going to be harder. Shoulders back, chest lifts. When you're ready, extend your left arm out to the left. Start to let your right leg drift out to the right. Keep a little bend in both legs and just keep your gaze straight forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down the middle. Keep the leg high. Bring both hands up. Big inhale, reach. One motion, hands down, right leg to the sky, standing split. Pull your belly towards your thigh. Lean back in your heel like somebody's pulling your right leg back a little. Inhale one more time, a little bit more reach. Exhale, both feet down. Ragdoll pose, grab elbows and just let your body relax. One more time with that balancing sequence, so just take a moment to see how that was. If it was super challenging for you, you got another chance coming up here to try it again. Grab big toes just to keep everything even. Start to lean over into your right foot, bend your left knee a little bit. Then you can go ahead and release your right hand down. Start to pull yourself back up to standing. Again, right hand to right hip. Take a moment here, find your balance. You don't have to rush through any of this. Inhale, chest high, shoulders back. Kick your left heel out in front of you. So you're pulling your shoulder back like you're sucking it into the socket, like you're pulling back a bowstring with a straight arm. When you're ready, right arm comes out to the right. Let your left leg drift out to the left. Again, 5 breaths. Find one non-moving object in front of you. Focus all of your attention on that. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down the center. Find some height here. Bring both hands up. I know this is hard, but you can do it. Lean towards your leg. Lift it up a little bit more. Try not to let it fall. Inhale one more time. Exhale, kick it all the way up and back. Standing split. It's about 5 breaths. A little bit higher, relax your neck. Sink in as you lift the leg. And both feet down side by side. Again, ragdoll pose, let both legs relax. A little bounce up and down, as if someday your elbows might touch the floor. All right, guys, release your hands down when you're ready. Slowly lower all the way down onto your knees. Okay, so we're going to work into a little bit of upper body strength, a little bit of core strength as we kind of wind our way down. So this next sequence of poses can be pretty challenging. We're going to work through different variations of it. And fortunately, there are different ways that you can modify it. So first version of this, palms down next to your legs, and just work on lifting one knee at a time. If this seems super simple, then you obviously can move on. But if you're feeling tired, this is still getting some work done. You can still feel it in your deep core, getting your hip flexors working to lift your knees up. Maybe work on lifting both knees. Next step, lift both knees and hold. And then release. Don't forget to breathe. Big inhale. Exhale, both knees up, one foot up at a time. Or both feet up and hover for 3, 2, and 1. Flolasana, one of the harder arm balances, I think. It's a lot of very strict upper body strength. It's not like crow pose where you can just kind of rely on your structure. You gotta have the strength for it. Okay, so we're gonna do one more similar movement. You can do Flolasana again if you want to, so just lifting your legs off the ground if you want to work on that skill. Palms down if you want a slightly different challenge that works a little bit more of your body in a slightly different way. We're going to lift up to this version, knees up, so you're finding that rounded back. And then with just little baby steps on the tops of your feet, walking yourself all the way back to a plank pose on tops of your feet. Find that strength. Again, with your tops of your feet down, this is a lot of strength in the front sides of your legs. So feel those muscles on your shins, your anterior tibialis, and your quads working together. Straighten your legs one more time. 3 more big breaths. One more inhale. Now with your exhale, slide your right knee towards your right wrist. Pigeon pose again, this time coming all the way down for the full version. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, fold in. Just about 5 big breaths here. One more inhale, relax your face. Now with your exhale, hands underneath your chest. For this one, just tuck your toes under, lift your back knee, step your right foot back to meet your left foot. Let's go for that plank position, round 2. If you didn't try it last time, give it a try now. You can always stay here, tops of the feet down if you're feeling strong. 5 breaths. Push the ground away a lot. Slight rounding in the upper back's okay. Tuck your tailbone. Low belly working, legs straight and strong. 5, 4, straighter legs. 3, 2, 1. Left knee towards the left wrist. Slide your right leg back. Inhale, find some length. Exhale, fold in. Pigeon pose, round 2, other side. Actually, this is like round 6 of pigeon. Whatever. A little side to side. We're going to work with this motion in just a moment to see how your hips feel here. All right, guys, slowly walk back up onto your fingertips. This time, leaning over onto your left hip, swing your right leg all the way around. So this is Sukhasana, just a cross-legged seat. And we're going to come into a pigeon on the other side one more time. So left leg sweeps around, coming back to your pigeon pose. So you can keep working with your hands as much as you want to here. Hands definitely help. If you want to try it with no hands, you get a little bit more of this lift like we did before, drifting down, sweeping your leg around, then coming to the other side. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Okay, lift your hips up a little bit higher. Let's do it 2 more times on each side. Swing. Remember, these are all just little skills that help to remind all your hip muscles and joints and tendons and ligaments that they're capable of doing these things. If this is too much for you, just take a break, hang out in pigeon, or do whatever you can do. There you go. One more. And then bring it all the way back to the center. Sukhasana, seated cross-legged position. Inhale, lift your chest, pull on your knees. Exhale, round your back. 2 more times. Inhale, pull. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, pull. Exhale, round. Roll all the way down onto your back. Soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. Diamond shape for your legs, soles of the feet together. Press your hands into the tops of your thighs and push away a little bit. Always get a little spinal adjustment with this one, so maybe you will too. So as you press, just find a little traction, especially in your low back, and then just relax. Don't forget to breathe. Make your breath even bigger now as you wind down your practice. These shorter practices, you got to really focus, staying mindful. We're moving quickly for the most part. I want to make sure that you're still focusing on that meditative breathing aspect, because that's really the most important thing here. Close your knees together like a big book. Cross your right knee over your left knee, so you're taking like a closer squeeze between the thighs. Drop both knees over to the right, arms out like a T. Look over towards your left thumb. Just getting into those hip flexors a little. Close your eyes and just see what you feel, especially around your hips and your midsection. One more breath in. Exhale, release back to the middle. Switch sides. Left leg over right leg. Drop both knees over to the left. Look towards your right thumb. Just let yourself soften, relax your face, your jaw. One more breath. Slowly back to the middle. Unwind your legs completely. So we're going to do each limb one by one. Take your right arm, lift it up, reach away from your body, and then just think about placing your entire right arm as long as you can get it on the right side of your mat. Same thing with the left. Reach, shoulder blade up, peel it away, getting wider on the back side, and then drop it down. Wiggle your fingers, release tension there. Lift your right leg up, extend it out long, out to the side just slightly, And then just set your right leg down. Same thing with the left. Squeeze it in, extend, reach, and then set it down as well. Last piece, lift your head up. Just make your neck 1 centimeter longer. Just let your whole body get heavy. Imagine for a moment that your body is just like a weighted blanket on the ground. And the weighted blanket of the air, the atmosphere, is on top of you. So it's just layers. And as if that weight is pressing you down, let your shoulders relax, let your hips, your neck relax. Feel your breath. And let all the muscles in your face go completely slack. Eyes closed, take 10 deep breaths. For this short period of time, you have nowhere to go, you have nothing to do. Letting yourself decompress. We're going to finish the practice right here, guys. I definitely encourage you, if you're feeling good, just lay here and enjoy the sensation for a couple more minutes. Letting yourself just relax and calm down. Letting your nervous system tone down a little bit. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you again very soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Namaste.